Gentlemen, I have waited to watch this video for a long time.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN.
I like the graphic there.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, here we go.
Dear Barny Beekeeper, you have been nominated for Horde Content Creator of the Year. Because this bit takes place back when you actually made videos, please come to Moonglade on January...
Wait.
So there I was, January
They
18th,
invited him
2020, gathered with what was possibly the entire population of Grobulus to celebrate our server's success and community. On
Holy
this
shit.
sacred night of festivities, the Horde and the Alliance would lower their weapons of war, craft, and instead raise a tankard of Rumsy Rum Black Label to the
Wow.
Grub Mob. A toast to all those who make our server great. And plus 15 stamps for 15
Jesus,
minutes.
dude.
Nice. The sheer volume...
See, this is the kind of stuff that that makes the game fun, dude. This is really cool. Like, the spurgery is what sucked, man. I wish our server was like this. That was so badass. Come to Grob? Maybe I should, man. Maybe I should. I'll have to see where I'm gonna go for TBC, man.
of people at this event was unlike anything I had previously experienced. I mean, sure, Orgrimmar on a Tuesday night is pretty busy, but this was something else.
Stop casting abilities, please!
Both Horde and Alliance together in one tiny village at peak hours on the weekend for a player-organized
That's
award
so
ceremony.
badass,
Pretty
man.
fucking cool, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Transfers to Grobulus are open.
The winners for most active Alliance community are Goof.
Sorry about the view, by the way. Originally, I was perched on top of that building over there, but turns out that building is cursed.
That's
Item 1. In the midst of the event, a random Tauren can be seen appearing out of literal thin air behind me. He trades me a lucky charm, then disappears back into the ether. A ghost?
A literal
Perhaps
stand.
me from another universe? Item 2. This was the last known sighting of the famous Travels. Seen here ripping his famous catchphrase, "It's a Travels world," this hunter of Realm First 60 fame would enjoy the view for a brief moment before disappearing into the crowd he was never seen from again. Item 3. I was assassinated by unseen assailants shortly after jumping off the building. A ghost? Perhaps me from another universe?
Of
I mean,
course.
that is something I would do, and I was left on low health and finished with a gun, so...
So the guy's almost
In
dead.
conclusion, this building is haunted by me from a parallel universe.
The winner for
What
most
the
influential
fuck?
content creator on Horde is Barny Beekeeper.
Wait, I won?
wow.
Let's go, Barny.
He won!
Yes, excuse me.
Yeah,
Hi.
Barney.
Barny!
Hey guys, I'm stuff. Hello. Hi.
Take me, Barny.
Bro, dude, what is this? Dude, everybody, so they go in there and they're giving him an award, man. The only award that I got from my server for being a content creator was a repair bill. What the fuck, man?
You wanna go?
Barney.
Jeez.
Barney, yay.
Good job, Twink Boy.
Now, I won't lie to you. The recent months had been kinda tough
Yeah.
for me, and a terrible calamity would soon befall the real world, making everything pretty shit. But as I cast my gaze across the crowd of cheering faces, I felt a
about that.
warmth wash over me, and I found myself to be rejuvenated. Suddenly, I felt purpose, inspiration, and responsibility. If I am to
absolutely.
be the Horde's greatest content creator, I need to make something that lives up to that mantle.
Okay.
Something epic. And then it happened, as it always does. The unchecked idea gives
Scarab
birth
Lord?
to a goal I know is improbable, but if I know the goal is improbable, then I must know what makes it so. And if I know what makes it so, then I'm already prepared to overcome it. I can do anything I put
Yes.
my mind to, because my mind wouldn't put me to do things I can't. So
Of
the only
course
thing
not.
holding me back is me.
And that's my ninja way.
In this moment, I knew what I had to do.
Yeah.
What it was going to...
I know a lot of people in here aren't as smart as me and Barney, and so you didn't understand that, but I'd like to let you know that it did make sense.
take to
If
feel
it makes
worthy of this title. I was going to have to become a Scarab Lord.
Oh, shit! There's no way he's gonna get it. There's no way. No way. Like, you know how much time and effort that takes? Dude, this is badass. What the fuck? Holy shit! Wow. Lots of bugs. Dude, that intro was so good with all the other guilds.
So what even is a Scarab Lord? Why is it so epic? And where the hell have all the videos been, huh? Where have my
Yeah.
videos been?
Where are the new video, Barny?
Barny, what up, dude? Is the vid coming?
New video when, Barney B?
Hey guys, I'm awake now.
I love seeing people that are not me that make content get harassed by random people online to do something. Like, it makes me feel way better about myself because I have to deal with that shit every day I log on. Like, I log on, like, bro, dude, what are you up to, man? Are you chilling, dude? Hey, my man, yo, do you want to do a normal run of Antorus with me? It's me and my brother. Do you want to come with us? I'm like, nah, bro. He's like, oh, dude, next time. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, sure, dude. And so, like, whenever I see somebody else get harassed by people, right? I'm so happy to see. I'm so happy to see other people have this shit happen to them, man. Because this shit happens to me all the time.
Video when?
Do you know what the video is coming? Did you know every day I check your channel and cry cause no upload? Did you know you can get 68% off a 2-year NordVPN plan at nordvpn.com/Barny64? You also get 1 month free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Make new content. Do you even give a damn about this community?
Wow.
When is the city? When is the video? You keep
Where's the
saying
video?
there's going to be
Video when?
Just call me on
Jesus.
video. Just show the video, my love. Foot reveal? Wow, seems like you guys really have a lot of questions. Well, let's start with the easy ones.
Okay.
Where have I been? You know, just
Stuff.
Just enjoying my favorite game where bosses can just decide to walk out of bounds, becoming untargetable just as they were about to die.
Yeah, he had the
But
mount.
what if that boss had a move where every time someone died, he leveled up, making him bigger and stronger? Man, it would sure suck if he could teleport you to him so you fall under the map and die and get
What
kicked from
the-
the game because the game knows you're out of bounds, but then you get stuck in an infinite loop of just logging in, falling, and being
Bro,
kicked.
this boss is hard.
I was also playing a little bit of Animal Crossing. I found this
What?
strange monument under
Why?
my house, and there was this skull that whispered to me, boasting ancient forbidden alchemical secrets, how to transmute gold. But that price, that awful price. I did things to those animals, horrible things, unspeakable things. Was it even worth it?
Is this?
Yes. Flying under the map in my favorite...
Yo, that's some fucked up shit, dude. I love it whenever people take children's games and make them demonic.
video game. Did we go through that? Existential Dread.
Yeah.
I played through RimWorld again. Probably gonna make this into a video though, so shouldn't.
Why
really
is he
show
killing
this. Also
llamas?
planning to make this entire video series that you're watching right now. You're welcome. It's Scarab Lord, dude. This doesn't happen overnight. Also, all of this. And now we're up to speed.
I'll
Next
read
plot.
real
Dude, this
quick.
doesn't happen overnight. Also, all of this.
Move back. Okay, so he's living with his parents. And he's moving into a new place. I really cannot understate how awful living with my parents is. LMAO. What do you mean? That's awesome. You just get your mom to make you dinner. And you never leave your room. What do you mean? That's, dude, I've lived with my mom. The thing is, I've never not lived with my mom. Like, not really. So maybe it would be different for, maybe it would be different. Your mom's cool? Yeah, I guess so. Maybe somebody else's mom would be a complete bitch. I have no idea. But for me, I'm lucky.
And now we're up to speed. Next question. What is a Scarab Lord? Whilst I'm sure most people who play WoW know what a Scarab Lord is, I'm going to summarize it all anyway.
It's a
and it starts
loser.
with the Gates of Anchorage patch. In this patch of World of Warcraft, Blizzard introduced the 20-man raid Ruins of Anchorage and the 40-man raid Temple of Anchorage.
Of course.
However, these raids aren't actually open yet because the Gates of Anchorage are closed. So how do we open the gate? Well, the Anchorage
bunch of
patch
stuff.
didn't just introduce these two
A
new
bunch
raids,
of
it
shit.
also introduced a server-wide event known as the War Effort and a very, very, very long, notorious questline known as the Scepter questline.
It was
the War
really
Effort is a
cool.
giant cross-faction fetch quest
Like, that shit
requires
was
each
really,
faction
really
to hand
cool.
in several thousand materials of varying rarities. Did I say a couple thousand? Sorry, I meant
Yeah.
tens of thousands. Once both factions have completed their list, there is a 5-day real-time waiting period where the war NPCs will move from their current location to Silithus. And once they arrive in
That's so cool, man. Like, this event was so badass. I wish they would make more events like this in the game now. But the thing is, like, the War Effort event kind of got fucked up because everybody knew what it was going to be. So there was no, like, excitement about farming the items or anything. You just had, like, a handful of top guilds stockpile all the resources and turn them in at the beginning of the War Effort beginning. So it would be so badass if we actually had events like this again in the game that had impact, but you didn't just know what they were going to be. Stockpile and turn on the first day? Yeah, exactly.
Silithus, the
problem
Scarab
is the
Gong is
event. The
able
problem
to
is
be
Classic
run.
already
This is
came
where
out.
the Scepter questline comes in. The Scepter questline is a grueling, grindy, gargantuan task that requires an entire guild
my
support just to
God.
stand a chance of completion. And trust me,
Jesus.
you're going to see every single step of this bastard quest, so don't worry if I'm not going into enough detail for
Holy
you just
fuck.
yet.
I didn't
will
realize it was that
suffer
long.
as I have. All you need to know right now is that the Scepter questline rewards you with a scepter.
Yeah, no shit.
And once the War Effort event has concluded and exactly 5 days have passed, a player can use this scepter to ring the gong outside Anchorage and open the raid for their server. Following this, there is a
pretty
10-hour
badass, dude.
period where any other scepter bearers can also ring the gong. And why would anyone else want to ring the gong if the raid is already open?
mount.
Well, that's a tale as old as time.
It's the mount.
Oh, man.
There it is, dude.
In World of
There it
Warcraft,
is,
mounts are the
dude.
status symbol. In some ways, they're more of a representation of your journey than your character even is. You are your mount. If you go to retail
True.
right now, you'll notice two things. One, it sucks, and two, everyone just spends all their time collecting mounts from legacy content. Fuck, I mean,
That's actually all the content. Like, that is unironically all of the content in WoW. Is you just collect mounts. Nothing else matters. There's nothing else that's important. It's just collecting mounts. Everything else is completely irrelevant, and it means nothing.
I'm guilty of the same thing. I'm raiding Oldwa as I record this audio. It's not even a joke. Alt tab. I'm here. Scholars and intellectuals have debated for centuries that the obsession for collecting mounts is the only thing keeping retail afloat, and
course
I
it is.
would have to agree with them. Mount culture permeates every nook and cranny of this game, and it only grows stronger as each expansion introduces even more mounts. But in
What
any of
the-
keeping retail
Malding Mount Collector luck endurance build, and it's just a picture of me with an axe. I do look a little bit crazy, huh? I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I never even thought of that. I'm in the thumbnail. That's who's kind of funny, man. True though. Yeah, it was a good. It's pretty good. Yeah, all right.
of this game, and it only grows stronger as each expansion introduces even more mounts. But in a
course.
community-driven game that has evolved past the need for community, people aren't going to remember you. They'll only remember your mount. So you
That's
better
right.
make sure that mount is lit. Proof of your skill, proof
Yep.
of your ability to commit to a grind, proof that you're a lucky
I like
son-
how this guy's like so fucking casual that he can't even show any good mounts, dude. He's showing like the fucking Ironbound Proto Drake, the Headless Horseman's Realms, dude. This is some casual ass shit, dude. Like where's the Gladiator mount? Where's the removed from the game 10 years ago PvE achievement mount? Like where's that?
of a bitch. Anything is good as long as you're
bee?
flexing. And this obsession for flexing rare mounts can be traced all the way back to vanilla with the Black Karaji Resonating Crystal. Unquestionably the rarest mount in the game, even still to this day. This mount was the Doombringer, the harbinger of the end times, purely because of how rare and exclusive Blizzard made this mount. You see, this mount can only be obtained by those that ring the Scarab Gong during the 10-hour event I mentioned earlier. And once the
This
event
was such
is
a
over,
big deal.
the mount can never be obtained ever again. Never, ever. This mount is the ultimate World of Warcraft flex. This mount is what it means to be a Scarab Lord. This mount tells the tale of true gaming legends. Now buckle up for 10 minutes of lore, bitch.
The thing is, like, that used to be... I really wish that they had shit like that in the game now. Like, I would love for them to have shit like that. Do you have the mount? I didn't need it, man. I didn't get it. I could have got it. I could have got it easy, man. I could have easily gotten that mount. It would have been a joke for me to get that mount. But I didn't have time. I didn't have time to get it, man. I was busy doing other stuff, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that if you redeem the spec. No, man. He has not the thing. I don't need, dude, man. I don't need that one, man. There's no way he got this though. Like, it's no way. This guy makes YouTube videos. He's not gonna get the Scarab Lord mount.
Welcome to Silithus, the insect-infested desert of Kalimdor. Eons ago, this desert was still a desert, I guess, but it was home to many bugs.
It still is.
Still exactly the same. But it was different back then, okay? You know, back
about to
when
say.
Azeroth used to look like this before Queen Ashara went and blew up the Well of Eternity. Great
Bitch is
job. Now,
crazy.
these bugs were called the Akir, and the Akir were a sentient race of insectoids who were born from old god poop. Don't believe me? Look it up.
Shit beasts We're fighting shit beasts. Shit spawns. What the fuck, dude? What? When did it? They're literal. Yeah, they're literal dung beetles. I didn't even think of that. You're right.
Anyway, the Akir just kind of vibed for a couple centuries, not really doing much, not really making any history, not really doing anything that would draw anyone's attention. But then, the Titans attacked. From space! The Titans, who are like giant space dudes born from planets, were frolicking through the universe one day when they stumbled upon the planet of Azeroth and realized something was off.
Wait. What is this animation? What is that? Is that Agamar, Amanthul, and, what's that, Golganath? Oh my god.
Through the universe one day when they stumbled upon the planet of Azeroth.
What the fuck? This is so ridiculous.
And realized something was off.
Wait, is this planet pregnante?
And yes, the planet was pregnant, which is good, but there was still something off, which was bad. Hey guys, should there be giant eldritch horrors infecting the planet?
Yeah, we should probably do something about that.
So the Titans swooped in on Azeroth and punched all the old gods really hard. Except for Amanthul, he kind of went overboard and ripped the old god Yasharj straight from the planet, which was a mistake.
Oh fuck, what have I done?
A deep crevice formed where Yasharj was snapped off,
he fucked
and
up.
Azeroth's lifeblood poured out. Realizing that it's not simple, you can't just kill the old gods, the Titans decided instead to construct giant prisons for the old gods. Prisons that would also function as research centers so they could try to figure out—
This is so good. Like, I'm actually Monster Energy? Oh, that actually makes sense. You know, they're not gonna, yeah, it doesn't matter. I was gonna say something bad, but I'm just not gonna worry about it. This is really, really good. Like, I have to hand it to old Barny here. This animation is fucking amazing. Like, straight up, this is fucking amazing, dude.
Out how the hell to save this baby. Now remember the Akir? Turns out the Titans kinda decided to build Cthulhu's prison right on top of where they were living.
That's a mistake.
What are they gonna do about it? And the Akir was squished. Couple thousand years later, the Titans are off in another universe doing Titan stuff.
Yeah,
but
doing
don't
whatever
worry,
the fuck
they
they
built
want.
some stone robots to run these prisons. What could go wrong? Now that the land isn't swarming with old gods and isn't yet swarming with elves or humans, it's a pretty good day to be a troll. This
Holden,
is the
thanks for your
height
10
of the
subs, man.
troll
Appreciate
empire.
it.
The golden arc of troll kind. They're everywhere, and they run this shit. The Jakari tribe probably—
It's actually so funny how stupid the trolls are. Like, the Night Elves used to be trolls, and then they literally stopped being trolls and they became Night Elves, and then they beat the shit out of the trolls. Like, it's actually, like, imagine being a troll. Like, being a troll is sad. It's just sad in itself. There's no like, oh, well, what if you no, it's just fucking sad, man. And they summon a Burning Legion. Well, look, you can't, I mean, you're gonna make some mistakes, but overall, Night Elves are better, okay? Trolls suck. You never, like, who would roll? Like, imagine playing a troll. You're basically saying, hey, I want to role play as a loser. And by the way, Barney's in chat. Can we get some hearts in chat for Barney? This video is amazing. I love it.
should have kept it down around Oldwar, though, because they kind of woke up old god Yogg-Saron's most dedicated servant, a dude called Kithix. And guess what?
Man.
He's pissed. Swearing vengeance against the trolls for waking him up, Kithix used his mind magic to scan the planet for insecure beings ripe for manipulation. And he found what he was looking for. Remember the Akir from earlier? Turns out they're not all dead. They're just underground and really sad about it. The perfect targets.
Yeah, they're
and
pissed.
so he began whispering to them.
Hey.
After decades of whispering, the job was done. The small tribe of insectoids had reproduced into an army, and Kithix was ready to go to war with the trolls. Only he definitely wasn't ready to go to war with the trolls, because he actually got his ass handed to him, like, the same day, and then Kithix, he just...
But he's really big. This guy was really hard for them to beat. Like, they had to fuck... Like, this guy was an asshole, dude. Like, this guy was a pain in the dick to get rid of.
fucking died. Fuck this,
Yeah.
said some of the Akir. We're just gonna go back underground. And then they ran away to the north to create the subterranean kingdom of Azjol Narub. The rest of the Akir, who definitely didn't want to go back underground, decided, no, it's time to rise up and take back our land. They ransacked the prison of Cthulhu and started building an insect kingdom inside it. It's hard to say whether or not the Akir knew that there was an old god unconscious in the basement, but what we do—
How do you not know that? How do you not know that? There's a giant old god in the basement. It would be so obvious. I don't know, maybe that's weird, but I think that would be so obvious if there was an old god in the basement. Because he'd be talking to you, be like, hey, yo, what up? Hey, yo, whoa, yo, what up? Like, there'd be something like that. I couldn't imagine that not being the case, man. I really couldn't. They lack critical information, exactly.
know is that Cthulhu's latent energies started transforming the Akir, and before long they had become an entirely new race, the Karaji. They named their old god prison hive kingdom Ankaraj, and then they just fell asleep for like 1,000 years.
Yeah,
1,000 years
retired,
later,
man.
Azeroth looks a little different now,
retired.
because Queen Ashara... Yeah. Anyway, Silithus is now a Night Elf territory because the Druids want to make Silithus into a lush green forest and plant a big tree there and call it Dordrasil. Oh, also, Cthulhu just woke up.
Wait, did they actually just want to... Wait, so they were literally trying to terraform it? And that's why they had to... Wait, so all of this was over because they wanted to make a garden? We could have just left them alone, but the Night Elves wanted to make a garden? And so we had to have we had to go to war for a garden? For another tree? They already have it. They have like 2 trees. How many did they need?
Bugs. Go do bug stuff.
And so all the bugs woke up and flooded Silithus. And
Yeah.
it sucked. Hey, these bugs are killing us, the Night Elf said to the
Just
Archdruid.
leave.
And the Archdruid was like, don't worry, guys. My son got this. And his son was like, wait, what? And then his son died because he definitely didn't got this. No, the Archdruid cried. My
Not
son is
happy.
dead. I'm too depressed to war. And so the bugs pushed the Night Elves out of Silithus
Just
into
let 'em have
Ungoro
it.
and made 3 hives, here, here, and here. Then the bugs pushed the Night Elves out of Ungoro into Tanaris
that's
and
not
made a
good.
hive here. And then the bugs pushed into Tanaris and made 2 hives here and here. And by this point, the Night Elves were like, hey, these bugs are still killing us. Do something.
This is the same plot of... Remember that movie where... Rain of Fire. And they were digging for gold or mining, and then they dug up a dragon, and they were like, fuck, that's a dragon. And then dragons took out the whole world. This is the same plot. Literally the exact same plot.
Archdruid, and the Archdruid was like, don't worry guys, the Bronze Drakes got this. And the Bronze Drakes were like, wait, what? No, we don't care about this. Knock knock, it's the Karaji army with huge bugs with swords, sword bugs. Open the caverns of time.
Oh,
Stop
fuck.
having them be closed.
No?
Now that the bugs had tried to
What
move
the
on his
fuck?
territory, Anachronos was angry, so
Yeah.
angry. He called up all his dragon friends to come help him nuke the bugs and push them back into Ankaraj.
Oh,
One
wow.
by one, the Drakes used their signature forbidden jutsus to thin the Karaji numbers. And then Anachronos, when the Archdruid channeled their energies to create a giant gate and sealed Ankaraj shut forever. TM. With his fire
Holy
breath,
shit.
Anachronos melted down the dead Anubisath into obsidian, and with it he formed a sacred gong. He then produced 3 ultra-rare gems, and
I didn't
together
know
with
that.
the leftover obsidian, he fashioned a scepter.
Should you ever need to reopen these gates, take this scepter and ring the gong.
The Archdruid...
Wait, why we ever open that shit back up again, man? Did anybody ever say why the fuck we ever open it back up again? For Lou? What, we did this all for a mount. Like, that's the thing, is like you think like, all right, so you've got a few bugs that are just fucking around. Shit. Someone forgot something inside behind the gate? Oh shit, we gotta reopen it. It's true, yeah, we gotta reopen it.
received the scepter, turned to Anachronos and said, what? I'm not going in there?
Yeah.
Ever. And then he smashed the scepter into little pieces, and Anachronos was like,
Hey? Dick?
and then he flew
Yeah.
off. Present day. Turns out the bugs have realized, wait, this is a wall. We can just climb over it. Some of us have wings. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So now Silithus is being swarmed again, and we need to open these gates to take the fight to the source.
Okay.
Source. And unlike the bugs, we can't just climb over the walls. So if we're going to open
Yeah,
these
you can. You have to wall jump.
gates, we need to rebuild the
Need a
scepter of
flying
the
mount.
shifting sands. And to do that, we're going to need help. Lots of help. Please,
Yeah.
please wish me luck.
day one.
Welcome to day one of patch
No way.
1.13.5. Turns out you
Holy
can
shit.
just climb over the wall. Yeah, we figured this out in
About
like
to say that.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the video
Yeah.
series. Thank you for...
They made it, boys. There it is. And they all lived happily ever after and rated AQ together until Nax came out and they quit the game because TBC was coming out anyway. Wow. What a beautiful story. Let's get a round of applause for Barny. What a great video.
Okay, it turns out the raids don't actually work until the gates are open.
That's some fucked up
That
shit.
sucks. Blocked out of content? Thanks a lot, Blizzard.
Time
Man, the last
gating
time I was
again?
blocked out of content like this was when I moved back to the UK and could no longer watch US Netflix. You know, the good one. Hey, stop listening to my thoughts. That's fucked up. I could have been thinking about anything. If only there was a way I could bypass region block so I could watch The Office on Netflix instead of They have Friends in the UK. Friends? Friends? This shit sucks. Okay, I guess now you know I don't like Friends, so...
Nobody likes Friends. Like, the thing is, those 90s sitcoms, maybe this is a hot take, those 90s sitcoms were garbage. Like, I watched some of them over again. They were not funny. Like, I'm sorry, they're not funny. Like, I tried. I genuinely tried. I'm like, man, this shit does not make me laugh. This shit makes me the opposite of laugh. It makes me sit there. Seinfeld, Seinfeld is the worst one. I really, really wanted to like Seinfeld. I really did. And I watched it whenever I was a kid. I didn't like it. I watched it whenever I got older, and I thought, oh, maybe there's adult themes that I just don't understand now. And now that I'm older, I'll get it. I watched it again. I understood the themes, and I'm like, it still sucks. That 70s show was okay. That one was all right. The other ones were terrible, though.
We gonna stay out of my head now? Thanks. But seriously, if anyone knows how to bypass region blocks, that would be very helpful for me, personally.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never know. Yeah, call me when they play the one with the funny joke. This is laughter inside my own head.
Welcome to Cenarian Home, the final outpost.
Here we can find Baristolf of the Shifting Sands. Hey, what's up? I'm Baristolf of the Shifting Sands. All you need to know about this guy is that he was brought back to life by Anachronos with magic sand, and now his eternal service is that he has to stand here and just watch forever. And if you think that sounds miserable, I take no pleasure in telling you that his fate gets so much worse. Like right now, I'm supposed to be picking my quest up from him.
What
you
the
may have
fuck?
noticed he's not fucking here. We'll get to that later. Luckily for me,
yeah.
another Scarab Lord target in my guild had picked up the quest earlier and was able to share it. Oh,
Okay, there
right, Scarab
you
Lord
go.
targets. I should probably tell you about that. Getting Scarab Lord requires a lot of people with
Okay,
a lot of time.
here are the
So
guilds.
many people and so much time that even large guilds will usually opt to grind for just the one Scarab Lord. And for the most part, that was the case on Grobulus.
See, this is the best thing about being a guild master. It was the best thing about being a guild master in Classic WoW is you could force your guild to farm Scarab Lord for you. So there's actually some guilds that I heard of that would give you DKP if you did Scarab fragments and you turned it into the guild. Can you believe that, dude? Can you dude, I would never, honestly, if somebody ever told me to do that, yeah, you were getting loot locked for not farming for their mount. Like, if somebody ever told me that I had to do that, I would be like, listen, guys, how about we make our own guild? And we wait for somebody else to open that shit and we just fuck around. How about that? And then everybody would leave. I'd have my own guild. It'd be great, man. I don't farm for myself. I would do it for someone else. Yeah, do it with blackjack and hookers. Well, mostly I want all the loot, man. That's it. Like, I would never join a guild. Like, if I ever thought that like a guild is just like, it's only just to help one dude, I would immediately quit that shit. Just out of principle, man. Out of fucking principle.
One guild, one Scarab Lord target. However, my guild, Final Boss, let's just say we had bigger plans.
I don't know what Final Boss is not really that good of a name anymore.
Ask anybody on Grobulus what they think of Final Boss,
Not
and
Barny.
the answer will probably vary. To some, they're just your average sweaty raiding guild.
Holy
Final
shit.
boss are sweaty nerds.
They're try-hard, lol.
I went to a dungeon with some final boss members, and they were all so geared that I ended up with all the loot. It
pretty
was
good.
awesome. Made
Yeah.
me forget about my terrible home life.
To others,
Jesus.
Final Boss are the living embodiment of everything that is wrong with my classic experience. The most repugnant server villains you ever did see.
Wait, there's a fucking... You know the funniest thing is like all of the drama and complaining is just simply screenshots from the Classic WoW Reddit. Like that Reddit did such a bad job. That Reddit did such a bad job of like getting rid of like all of the toxicity. Like it was probably like at the phase 1 of Classic, it was probably one of the worst Reddits on the entire website. I'm not even kidding you. Because they made it out like, oh, well, we have to hold people accountable. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? This is some random guy that you're making some hate thread about. Like, this happened in my guild, too. Like, people had this shit happen. It was crazy. I was amazed people even put up with that. Like, Reddit should have got rid of that, but they didn't.
The bad guys.
Final boss are toxic trash.
I hate them. Okidoki spits on the ground.
I heard you have to go fully world buff to every raid or they kick you.
Final boss may have every realm first, but they will never have
a life.
Live.
As you can see, we have quite the reputation. And given that this is a roleplay server, it wouldn't be
of
very
course.
in character of us to slack during this event. Why stop at 1 Scarab Lord when you can have 2? Oh my god. But wait. Why stop at 2 Scarab Lords when you can have 3? No. But wait. And watch what I do right here. Why stop at 3 Scarab Lords when you could just not stop at all? What? That's crazy. This is my guild Scarab Lord target list. If this looks long and ridiculous to you, that's because it is. There is absolutely no way everyone on this list is getting Scarab Lord, but when the goal is to get as many as possible, there's nothing wrong with overshotting the list. And
Holy
who's that
shit.
all the way at the bottom of the list?
Wait.
It's me!
Wait, he's number 18 for Scarab Lord? Bro, this is some fucked up shit. Like, they're gonna do it. Number 18. Why? I thought he was a streamer, man. He's supposed to be on first place. Like, the thing is, you have to give all your streamers the good gear and everything. That way it shows off that you're a good guild. It's kind of like having a rep paladin with a bunch of good gear. It's the same as in Classic WoW. You have a rep paladin with a whole lot of gear. It's like having a really expensive poodle. You spend like fucking $2,000 a month keeping care of this poodle that if it hears a horn honk outside the house, it has a heart attack. And it has to have its own fucking personal dog therapist. And people that have that, it's a status symbol because it's like, look at this. Look how much money I can spend on this thing that's totally useless and doesn't do anything. And it's the same thing with having a rep paladin in a guild. You've got a rep paladin with like Might of Menethil, or like they've got all this other badass gear. It's like you know that guild is so confident. Think about it. Warzone's getting... No, think about it. It's the same thing, man. It's like having a poodle.
It's not looking good. But you guys know me. I'm just here for the experience.
Yeah.
And the mischief. I've got a lot of new tricks up my sleeve I've been dying to try.
Twisting Nether. What the fuck?
It's a pun. You'll get it later. Is it likely I'm going to get Scarab Lord? No, not even a little bit. But I want to see how far I can get nonetheless. After all, this event only happens once. And what kind of gamer would I be if I didn't give it my best shot? Also, I swore to myself that I would make a good video out of this event because, you know, I make videos. Allegedly. Right now, Baristolf needs us to check if Anachronos and his crew are home. He'd do it himself, but he's bound to this location by blood. Or I guess in this case, sand? Now, your average troglodyte moron would pick up this quest and then take the 5-minute flight path to Tanaris and then walk the 5-minute trek to Anachronos.
That's what they would
for
do.
You've entered the real gaming zone. Wow. The power of planet. It's just that easy. So now we're in Tanaris outside the Caverns of Time, or more accurately, inside a wall outside the Caverns of Time.
Dude, the summoning alts that are inside of walls and shit in Classic WoW is probably the dumbest thing about the game, dude. I'm gonna be honest. It is the dumbest fucking thing about the game. I always thought it was stupid as shit. As I did, yeah, it's so bad. Like, we have them, every guild has them.
Don't worry about it. Our current mission objective, locate Anachronos and his friends. God, I hope we make it. But yeah, not really much to say about this quest. I just had to walk forward. So that's that, really. And then I waited for my summon back to Cenarian Hold. A warrior attacked me on low health, which I don't want. I wasn't even trying to fight. Look, I blinded him. I was trying to run away and take my summon.
But then I saw his last stand run out.
Oh yeah, like you take the summon without killing the guy on one.
Man, fuck off, dude. Man, fuck off with that shit, dude. Like, why is it always got to be a warrior that dies?
Health. Anyway, I took the summon back to Cenarian Hold and went to hand in the quest to Baristolf. The observative among you will of course notice he's still not fucking here.
Oh, surprise.
He's up.
Yeah, it turns out if you flag yourself as at war with the Cenarian Hold, you can just kill Baristolf.
Well, that's good game design.
So my guild was actually planning on spam killing Baristoth over and over and over for months to delay the opening of the gates to get everybody Scarab Lord. So nobody could turn anything in. And just having rotations of people that would just continuously spam kill him forever so everybody could get Scarab Lord. And why didn't we? Because we're lazy. Like, what do you mean? We're lazy. I don't give a fuck, right? Just play the game. Like, everybody this is, like, I'm in a lazy-ass fucking guild, man. They raid, like, once a day, once a week, and, like, if the raid takes more than 2 hours, it's like, yeah, guys, I gotta go. This is taking so long, man. That's what it was like.
Naturally, where there's the potential for griefing, you will usually find a griefer. But in this case, we weren't so lucky for there to be only
I like
one.
that. That's a really good rule.
Epi the Scarab Lord.
No one knows who these anonymous agents of chaos were, where they came from, or even what their motive was. The identity of these fiends is still a heated point of contention today, with fingers being pointed aimlessly in every which direction at every witch guild, backed up by an
The reason is why everybody had the same idea. It wasn't like we had this idea and nobody else had it. Everybody wanted to spam kill these mobs because that would make it take longer for people to get their Scarab Lord stuff. That's the whole reason.
overwhelming amount of circumstantial evidence. Intellectuals expect the identity of the Epi for Scarab Lord members to stay an unsolved Grobulus mystery until the end of time. But we don't need to know their identities or to understand their motives to understand their goal, because their goal was pretty fucking clear. Baristolf must die. So here's what happened. The Griefers would revive and kill Baristolf, then people would retaliate and kill the Griefers. 10 minutes later, Baristolf would respawn, and the Griefers would revive and kill Baristolf. Rinse and repeat. But not only was Baristolf being griefed, no, make things too simple. People were also openly PvPing in the streets, knowing there was too much going on for the guards to do anything about it. But naturally, defending yourself would get you immediately killed by those guards.
Yeah, you just have them run after you and one-shot you.
11 because for the next part of the quest, I have to kill a guy in Blackwing Lair and bring his head to Baristolf. So, really hope I can pick that quest up sometime soon.
Yeah, one of these days.
He's up.
Oh.
The server lag.
the dial-up sound in the background, dude. This game was so fucking stupid, man.
Let me speak to him, please, please.
Barney, you get it? That's your time.
Nope, I'm fucking dead. Haha.
Real
I'd love
funny.
to see a video of this from your perspective.
It's not very interesting. I gotta.
It'd be really funny to watch. It'd be so triggering, to be honest. Yeah, I'd be pissed. Uh-oh. Oh, we got it. There it is.
That was the worst shit I've ever done.
That's
how naive I was back then. Little did I know I'd come to long for those days of waiting 2 hours to pick up a quest. But as for right now, I'm kind of late for that raid. Yes, 39 other people were waiting for me whilst this fuckery was going on.
Thanks, Epi for Scarab Lord.
I honestly wasn't expecting the level of griefing to be this high right off the bat, but as a wise man once said,
if you didn't expect this to happen, I don't know what world you're living in.
Welcome.
Have truer words ever been said? If you didn't think this shit was gonna happen, man, dude, you should've. I actually really liked what he said a minute ago, where he was like, if the potential for griefing exists, there will probably be griefing. That's like a fucking... That should be like Barney's law of the internet. That's so good. Because it's true. It's 100% fucking true. It's a five-head statement. Yeah, that's some Socrates shit. Exactly.
To Blackwing Lair. In the dark recesses of the mountain's peak, Nefarian, the eldest son of Deathwing, conducts some of his most awful experimentation, controlling mighty beings like puppets and combining the eggs of different dragonflights with horrific results. Should he prove successful, even darker pursuits rest on the horizon. But we didn't come here for another lore tangent. Even the quest doesn't have a lore reason as to why we're here to kill Broodlord Lashley specifically. We just have to do it to prove our worth.
Yeah, just
You'd think if that was the case, they'd have us collect the head of Firemore, you know, the actual hardest encounter in the raid.
Implying Classic is hard.
Now, this raid I'm in isn't my normal weekly raiding team. With so many Scarab Lord targets and only 5-ish raiding teams, we can only clear Blackwing Lair 5 times a week. And with no way of knowing just how fast the war effort might complete, those 5 raids might be the only heads that can go towards Scarab Lords. Some servers were predicted to and did finish their war effort hand-ins on day.
14 hours. I remember Apes finished it in like, what, 7 or 9 hours or some stupid shit? Like, it was insane how fast they completed that. It was crazy. Like, people... Just wait till Nax comes out. It's so hard. Nax is harder. Nax is definitely harder than all the other raids. 100%. It's much harder. 5 raid teams, what the fuck? Dude, at the height of its power, Olympus had like 12 raiding teams. Like, there were so many raiding teams in Olympus. Every single guild had like 2 raiding teams. Like, you remember, we had all the way up. We had like Olympus 13. It was crazy. Special Olympus? We actually did have Special Olympus. And only 2 cleared BWL. Yeah, the reason why only 2 cleared BWL is because everything about Classic WoW imploded before BWL came out. That wasn't my fault. All of them cleared MC.
A1. And whilst Grobulus wasn't predicted to finish that fast, one thing was for certain. If you want a serious chance at Scarab Lord, you need to get a Broodlord head on your first weekly lockout. But when you're last on the list in a situation where not even your guild has enough raids to go around, you have to get creative. So I joined a GDKP.
So what's a GDKP?
A GDKP is essentially a pug ran by a trusted member of the community. They need to be trusted because in a GDKP, all the loot is bid on with gold. Once the raid is complete, the raid will move to a location and bid on all the items that dropped. Once all the items have been...
I actually wish I could do a GDKP run back in the day because... I could go back and show you because I had so many strategies on how to shave money off the pot. Like, the first time that I ever was on Twitch was doing a GDKP run whenever Talwi was in my raid. And I scammed them out of so much money. Like, I split the pot. There was a 25-man raid. I kicked 2 people out. I divided it by 25, and then I added 2 extra cuts for us to buy consumables for the next week. And then next week, we didn't do the raid. And dude, I made so much money that day. It was insane. And then I had my friends. I would whisper them that were in the raid to bid people up who I knew had a lot of gold, and they really wanted an item. So I would have them bid the guy up for the gear, the gold, and then suddenly be like, oh, well, I don't need it. Never mind. It's okay. And then make the guy sit there. Oh, it was so good, dude. Oh my god. I was such a piece of shit. Oh.
Auctioned off, the money is then totaled and divided equally amongst the raiders. You make a nice long queue, and then one by one, everyone is traded their share. It's a pretty good system for all those involved. People can join just to make money. People can join to try and buy gear. People can...
There was this one time, dude. We were in Cataclysm. And... fucking, I did a GDKP run for Blackwing Descent, and it went so badly that the guy didn't give me my share of gold. And I spammed in trade chat for 5 hours that the guy scammed me out of my GDKP cut because I was being toxic in the raid. And then my friend fought him in arena and ended up beating him in arena and made a YouTube video about it, talking shit about him.
Join just to have fun and raid.
Yeah, we had to do the same
people
thing. We got in the line.
Fun? Wait, people play this game for fun? On Grobulus, we have many GDKPs. On Horde side only, by the way. The Alliance don't know what the fuck they're doing, and this isn't even like a haha, Alliance suck meme. Like, they actually don't have GDKPs, and they also outnumber us, so it doesn't even make sense. Like, what are you guys doing? This post made by the Horde Grobulus gang. Step it up, Alliance.
Real funny.
It's kind of sad. But as I was saying, on Horde side Grobulus, we got GDKPs running every single fucking day of the week. You can't even look at the trade chat without having copy pasta forced down your throat. Delicious. So naturally, in the weeks leading up to the event, I fished around all the GDKPs, messaging the various organizers to know what the going rate would be for a Broodlord head. But unfortunately for me, the head was either sold, not for sale, or just a bit too pricey for a humble Lucky Charm salesman such as myself.
2K.
Once upon a time, I prided myself knowing that everything I had I worked for. But honestly, it's kind of getting old because rogues don't really have good money-making farms, and with the great Arcanite crash of 2020, I'm starting to see that Asmongold had it right the whole time. Abusing clout for in-game currency truly is best in slot.
Look.
Asmongold had it right the whole time. Abusing clout for in-game currency truly...
Look, I want to say, if anybody on Kel'Thuzad has any 226 BOE items and you don't need them, or if there's anything like that that you would potentially want to maybe you know, part with, let me know. And also, if you have any gold that you don't need, I could hey, you know where to find me, man.
Is best in slot. Please send me gold. It's not even a bit.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna send Lucky Charms anymore. I just want gold. Just give me So with no Broodlord heads available...
See, I'm glad. See, that now it's becoming more commonplace, because whenever I started begging for gold, everybody was really mad about it. But now, so many other streamers do it, and so many other people do it, it's more acceptable. And I think, yeah, Pint started openly begging for gold in their videos. Yeah, because I've normalized the behavior. Like, actually, I never thought of this, but I think it right now. I was like Jesus. I was like Jesus. So, Jesus dies for their sins. And listen to this. So, I had to be punished, and everybody hated me. I was crucified by the community for doing this, so they could be memed about and loved for doing it afterwards. I did that for you.
With all my friends either belonging to my guild or guilds that were going for Scarab Lords of their own, I had nowhere left to turn. No other options. It looks like I had run out of luck. Sight, bitch! I rubbed my Lucky Charm and put that thing into overdrive, starting a chain of catastrophic timeline-altering events. Temporal sickness is a very real thing. I haven't felt quite like myself since I manifested this timeline, but it was worth it, because in this timeline, Virgin's weekly GDKP actually doesn't have a Broodlord head target. In this timeline, Bon Hoovy is too put off by the Scarab Lord grind to want it. So in this timeline, the Broodlord head goes to me. And because I re-rolled timelines until I made it this way, in this timeline, I don't even have to pay for it. God, I'm fucking good. Anyway, the rest of this raid was a pretty standard ordeal. We finished in about 90 minutes with no wipes, which is pretty damn good for a pug. If you came for dungeon drama, I'm afraid I've let you down. The best I can do is let this clip play out wherein I go 12 seconds without getting healed and die.
Okay, alright, here we go. Let's watch it. Yeah. There it is.
I hope this helps. After we killed Nefarian, we ported to Orgrimmar to auction off the loot. Usually this is done in the Valley of Spirits, but instead we opted to jump out of bounds and do some of the auctions underneath Orgrimmar.
10 minutes later...
Multiple people were reported to have been bleeding from the eyes due to the aggressively orange background, so we moved to do the rest of the auctions behind the Ragefire Chasm portal. After the loot was auctioned off, I received my split of 379 gold and took the flight path back to Cenarian Hold. All things considered, I was making pretty good progress. I had secured my Broodlord head, I had doubled my gold, my roommates cooked me dinner, and I had a big bag of water and other legal substances. Needless to say, I was overcome with optimism. That was until I flew into Cenarian Hold and saw the swarming mass of people and realized, oh no, I have to hand this head into Barristol. He's still being griefed. No. For 2 more agonizing hours, I had to watch Baristol spawn, live, and die over and over and over. Epi for Scarab Lord had at this point been griefing Baristol for 6 hours, and morale was at an all-time low. The Chaos Insurgents had succeeded in wearing everybody down, and the people cried out for relief, for an end to their misery. I reached across my desk and lightly caressed my framed image of Jeff Kaplan and closed my eyes. Please, Jeff, please help us. Hear my prayer. Do something. Do anything. I opened my eyes. Baristol respawned, but I was late. I spammed revive and mashed my interact macro. The window opened, I clicked my quest, I handed it in, and I...
Got him, dude. I'll be right back. I need to take a piss. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, boys. Had to go take a piss, dude.
Yes, it's funny!
As you can hear, I was quite ecstatic, but not as
Yeah,
ecstatic as
I'll bet.
Baristolf, because as you might have noticed, he's still fucking here, not dying, not dead, not under attack, but alive, and standing proud, ready to hand out quests.
Amazing.
And you want to know why? Because after 6 long, awful, harrowing hours, Blizzard had finally taken notice of us peasants and reached out their giant frosty hand.
I thought that's what happened. I didn't remember what it was, but I think that's what happened. Did you wash your hands? Oh, man. Why would I wash my hands? Sup, y'all? It's me. It's your boy, Asmongold. Listen. So, they actually changed this, which is smart of Blizzard, because they knew that classic players would never stop being degenerate. And they just changed it. They were like, you know what? We can't make this... This was an actual change in classic WoW, if you guys can believe that. Absolutely disgusting.
And made Baristolf invincible. No changes, by the way. And just like that, the evil was vanquished.
Fuck him,
The
dude.
Scarab Lord
Fuck
was
him,
no
dude.
more. Now let me tell you about the next part of the quest. To rebuild the Scepter of the Shifting Sands, we need to locate the 3 gems I spoke about earlier.
Of course.
Unfortunately for us, we have no idea where any of them
Ooh,
are,
the
and the only
Chaos
person that
gems.
does hates us. So naturally,
Yeah.
Anachronos isn't going to be telling us a damn thing. However,
Fuck
there's
him.
one thing Anachronos hates even more than us.
Those damn bugs.
Baristolf reckons if we kill enough bugs and provide proof, Anachronos might yet still
There's
be
no-
swayed.
dude.
So he brands us with the Mark of Nozdormu and asks us to kill bugs in Silithus
There's no
to improve
way
our
he's
shoddy
gonna get it,
reputation
dude.
with the Bronze
There's no
Dragonflies. I
way.
don't know what I did personally to be hated by these Bronze Dragons,
Yeah.
but I'm not... As an agent of Nozdormu, anytime I kill a bug from one of the 3 hives or the spire outside Cenarian Hold, I
You
will
get
be
the-
able to loot
the
between
carapace.
1 and 4 Silithid
Yep.
carapace fragments. Once I have 200
Yep.
fragments, I can hand them into Baristolf to improve my reputation with Anachronos.
But wait, my reputation's really bad. How many times am I gonna have to do this quest?
He will also give me a proxy of Nozdormu, an item that lets me deputize
Yeah,
other
good
people so they
question.
too can collect fragments without having to do all the steps that led up to this point in the quest. Speaking of proxies and good reputation,
NordVPN.com/Barny64.
Alert. Cyber deal.
Save 68% off our 2-year plan, and also get a free month, and also get a free gift on top. Cyber deal.
I literally paid my taxes using NordVPN because the state of Michigan for some reason doesn't accept payments from IP addresses outside the USA, and I've
Wow.
been in the UK. Hello? I just
How
want to
terrible.
Cyber deal.
This service stopped me from accidentally committing tax evasion. So
Wow,
that's
look at that.
pretty good.
NordVPN.com/Barny64.
Now
It's
with the
actually probably better that he did like 3 mini ads in the video rather than 1 big ad in the video, because that means that somebody's probably, they're so short, people probably aren't going to click through them. That it's actually like 300 IQ. I'm not even kidding.
ability to loot carapace fragments from the bugs, I set off to Hive Zora, where my guild were currently stationed. The system we had going at this point was pretty simple. All fragments farmed were to go towards the current Scarab Lord target, which at this point was Typo, and
Fuck
slowly
him.
over time he
Fuck
would
him.
deputize other people in the raid as he got fragments. If you
Yeah.
were currently one of the few people able to make the fragments drop, you were given a raid mark so people knew to let you hit mobs at least once so the fragments would actually drop.
That's
For the
smart.
purpose of this video,
Damn.
I would be allowed to keep my first 200 fragments for myself just to serve as a benchmark for how long it would take to farm that many. I'd say under normal circumstances, a solo player could probably farm about 100 fragments in about an hour. But we weren't the only ones here. With Baristolf now
Jesus.
invincible, there was no longer an arbitrary roadblock holding people back. And
Yeah.
so pretty much every single guild going for Scarab Lord on
my
the server
God.
began pouring into the hives at the same time. The floodgates had been opened.
Dude, this was so bad on Fairlena. This was so fucking bad. You guys have no idea. It was a terrible, terrible time for everybody involved.
Great bug farming had begun.
Okay, this was a really good video. Like, I'm gonna straight up say, like, this was a really, really, really good video.